Well, I believe I've done my fathering for the most part, and their mothers have done their mothering for the better part. And I guess there's some good counsel that can be received even later after their adolescence and teenage years and early adult years. But I believe they have enough training, enough foundation, enough basic information to lead a productive and prosperous life. They can go on to have successful careers and bountiful and wonderful marriages and have big families or even just a couple of children. But they have enough, and I'm sure they can acquire more knowledge and more know-how as time goes on. But I believe they have the basics to start with, and they can perfect it as they move forward and gain experience from it. But they have to be willing to receive other counsel from those who have been there and done it themselves, that are worthy of dispensing knowledge and information that would be of value if they have personal experience with it. But yeah, there's something they consider the traditions, the ancient traditions. There's some of it is still valid when it comes to family. Marriage is very sacred. It's very holy. It's they call it holy matrimony, and it was very holy. It was very sacred in ancient times. Marriages between a man and a woman were held in high honor, and you couldn't even marry someone's daughter or unless you had a dowry or you were financially solvent, and that you were responsible, and that you had a good reputation amongst your tribe and their tribe and other tribes. You had to be an honorable person to even be considered worthy to marry someone's daughter, and you had to get along with their parents and their relatives. You couldn't just grab some gal and shack up with her and expect and hope for the better in a relationship that has longevity and is prosperous and productive, and a marriage that's good. Usually, if you didn't follow those guidelines, the marriages ended up in disaster. The marriages were not good. The marriages were miserable because they didn't follow the traditional ways of marriage as put forth by the Creator. Those people in ancient times were following a model that they didn't design themselves necessarily. Maybe some of it was improvised and added later, or some of their own viewpoints and opinions about how marriage was mixed, incorporated into it. But some of it was instinctual. There's instincts that are put in man's very DNA and they're in the core of their being, where they automatically know what are the good principles of life, what are the good principles of marriage and relationships. It's instinctual, it's intuitive, because God put it there, because we're pre-programmed with certain information and certain know-how. And some of it's taught, a lot of it's taught, but some of it's instinctual. Like animals. Animals are taught things by their animal parents, but they also have certain survival instincts and certain instincts when it comes to behavior and practice. Some of it has to be modified and changed a little bit or altered, to better equip that individual. Because you can't just go on instincts alone. You have to condition people's thinking and people's behavior So it's more than just instincts. But we're instinctually, we have to eat, we have to survive. Those are instincts. But when it comes to procreation, that's instinctual. But the appropriateness of it, the appropriate ways to do it, you have to be taught by the divine principles dispensed from the priest or the elders or whoever the spiritual leadership is on moral ideas and moral thoughts. But yeah, you had to be very careful when entering into a marriage contract, a marriage union with